Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of 202Creates Masterclass. I'm your host, Britt Waters, and I'm so excited for the conversation we are about to have today. You know that 202Creates is led by our fearless leader, Director Angie M. Gates, and we are here to help district creatives just like you to promote, to support, to provide lots of resources, and to learn. And we are in for a lesson today. Joining us is our special guest, DJ Heat. Heat, how are you?
I'm doing great, Britt Waters. Thank you to everyone for having me today.
Absolutely. I know that you are a fan of cereal. I got to find out, what did you have for breakfast today? What kind of cereal was it? You are the cereal champ.
I haven't eaten today.
Wow. You made us a priority over the cereal.
Yes.
I appreciate it, Heat.
But I've been on the Fiber One has a honey almond flavor. That's you know, I don't sleep on Fiber One. Y'all think it's for the grannies and grandpas, but listen, Fiber One got some cereal now and it's good.
Okay, that must be the breakfast of champions, since you are a champion yourself, Heat. Let me brag on you a little bit. Heat has been following her dreams since her teenage years. She's been DJing for decades, as well as being on air. I'm talking about radio talents like Shade 45, Hot 97, and even 92Q, where she is a mixer today. She's a proud Morgan State Bear. She also tours and DJs internationally for Grammy-winning artist Maya and, of course, songstress Carolyn Malachi. And I said she's a champion because she really is. She's got the WNBA Championship ring to prove it as the official DJ of the Washington Mystics and the official DJ of the NBA's Washington Wizards. I consider her a music historian as well. She's a DC native, and she always tries her best to keep the culture alive. We appreciate you for that. Along with her podcasts, web series, tweets, TikToks, everywhere, she's now releasing her own music with her first single, City Girl, and a brand new track, Turn Around, Go Viral. Heat, welcome to the show.
Oh man, that's a heck of an intro. You sound like a professional.
You know, it's really easy. I don't really book these shows, but when they told me one of my best friends was going to be on here, I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be like we're just FaceTiming each other.
You're so sweet. You must want me to buy you some tea or a latte later or something.
Yeah, you can. That would be great. You know, it's great to have you here, Heat. I wasn't going to do all the puns that I know you hate of saying it's hot in here, things are heating up, all of those. Look at your face. I just did. But DJing, you know, isn't typically what you learn at career day in second grade. So tell me how you decided that you wanted to be a DJ, and then share the moment that you realized that you were actually doing it professionally.
Oh man, I knew since I was about 12, 13 years old that I wanted to be a DJ, not just the DJ that plays music, but I also wanted to be on the radio as well. With me, I enjoyed listening to Donnie Simpson on the radio. Like, I really enjoyed listening to his morning show, you know, listening.
Legend,
listening to Big Tigger in the evenings, and you know, surprisingly ended up being his intern down the line. But when it comes to, you know, being a DJ, believe it or not, it was the Wreckx-N-Effect's Rump Shaker remix that made me because that song had like a DJ on it. The remix of it had a DJ on it going in. And I used to pretend I was a DJ during that part. So I was like, hold up, I really want to do this. So, you know, being 13, that's the age that at the time that you could sign up for the DC Summer Youth Employment Program. So I signed up for my summer job, and I saved every single paycheck from my summer job to buy my first set of turntables. Like, I ordered it out to Source Magazine. I called the people to ask, okay, how much is this DJ starter package? That's what it was called. It was actually called the DJ starter package. How much is this DJ starter package with tax and shipping and handling? Because, you know, back then, you know, it wasn't the internet age. I had to get a money order and mail in my money order and wait 6 to 8 weeks for my DJ starter package to arrive in the mail. So, wow. Yeah, so that's, DJing since I was 13. The moment that I realized, like, man, I'm really DJing, maybe my first real club gig, even though it sucked, because
how bad was it?
Oh, it was. I cleared the floor several times. Oh yeah, it was horrible. It was a club on U Street. It's actually it was before it was U Street Music Hall, there was another venue there. I forget the name of the venue before it was U Street Music Hall, but no, I cleared out. I cleared that floor so many different times. Yeah, it was bad. But that's when I knew, like, oh, I'm a DJ. Like, oh, I'm DJing at this club on U Street, even though I suck.
There's a lot of DJs. We'll touch on that. But I also want to share, you're not just on the radio and DJing in clubs. You're DJing for professional sports teams. And your story with Monumental Sports is incredible, from going to a Mystics ball girl to a champion DJ. Share that here.
Oh, man. So the Mystics' very first season in the WNBA, I was their ball girl. It's funny, I was cleaning out the garage and I found one of my old resumes and I had it on there, Washington Mystics Junior Equipment Manager. You know, that's the fancy way to say ball girl.
Ball girl.
I was like, oh, I found my old resume. And it's funny how it came about. Once I heard that DC was getting a WNBA team, I was like, they're probably gonna need some ball girls, right? So I probably used the yellow pages to look up MCI Center and get in contact. I was like, can I get in contact with the equipment manager? And I left a message saying, I hear there's a new WNBA team coming. Y'all probably gonna need some ball girls. My name is, such and such, blah, blah, blah. And he actually called me back and he was like, you know what? You're right. I never thought about that. We are gonna need ball girls. So since you've already offered, yeah, so that was pretty cool. Their very first season, their ball girl, and then their 20th anniversary season, that's when they DJ. So full circle, 20 years later, is crazy how things come around.
Yeah, I mean, we were hired together. I host for the team and you DJ, and everyone has a general consensus of not only are you an amazing person, but you're a great talent. Like, you have top NBA stars dancing to your music, requesting songs. That's got to be surreal for you at some point.
Yeah, it's very surreal because I grew up a huge basketball fan. Grew up a Mystics fan, grew up a Wizards fan. You see me post the throwback pictures with me when I was younger, wearing Wizards gear and everything, and at games. So I love basketball so much, but I suck at playing basketball. Me and you, we played on the team before, Britt. We're not good at basketball.
Way to out me.
Hey, listen.
Waste of height.
Wait, listen, our height, but how cool is it that, both of us, how we love sports, and even though we suck at playing basketball, that we get to work in the field and do great things. And it's like, wow. Like, for me, I'm like, yo, I actually used to sit in this arena as a fan. Like, I would buy tickets online and come, like, even back in the Bullets era and stuff like that. Like, and now to be a DJ is,
yeah.
Wow. Who
wow.
Because everybody who loves sports, hardcore their fandom, but to work for your fandom, like.
I always say if we weren't working, we'd still be at the game buying our tickets.
Oh, I definitely would. Yeah, I definitely would.
But one thing that people see about sports and sports figures, even if you're not into sports, you always know who the AllStars are. If you don't follow the Wizards, you still know who Bradley Beal is. You were selected to be an NBA All-Star DJ. That had to cure any doubts you had in this journey, right?
Man, it was, wow, to go to All-Star, the excitement, again, as just being a huge basketball fan and seeing all the stuff I always see on TV. It's like I'm sitting on the couch watching All-Star and I'm there. Like, even the year since I had the chance to DJ the celebrity game at NBA All-Star. And literally the year before, I remember sitting on the couch watching the celebrity game and tweeting about it and, commenting about Dr. Oz. I was like, Dr. Oz gonna dunk on everybody. And I remember Dr. Oz replying back to me and like, yo, I'm DJing the celebrity game after sitting on the couch literally last year tweeting about it. That's amazing.
And it was so powerful because you really set the tone of that entire game. All of the intros, all of the beats that were playing underneath of the game, you really made the mood. That's really what DJing is all about. 202Creates is focused on creative entrepreneurs. How does DJing kind of fit in DC's creative economy?
Oh man, there are so many amazing DJs that keep DC rocking. Like you could think of certain venues that mean a lot to DC, and you could think of the resident DJs. Now, I like, unfortunately, during the pandemic, a lot of my DJ brothers and sisters, they out of work. We lost a lot of great venues, but I know I could name certain venues. I could say Marvin. You could think of DJs. I could say 18th Street Lounge. You could think of DJs, U Street Music Hall. Hopefully with these, as we go back into a sense of normalcy, hopefully my DJ brothers and sisters and even the newer venues, they will embrace still how crucial that DJs are to the city. Like everything makes up, the music, the food, the culture, but we all know you have that great DJ in your venue and the people going to keep coming out. Like Velvet Lounge, I could go on and on and on. So DJs, they're definitely crucial here in the city.
They are the glue. Do you feel like DJs get the support and attention that they really need compared to other art forms?
I would say in this city, I would say yes, because like venues that I've named and a lot of the DJs, I think the pandemic made people appreciate us more. Because you're like, you're in the house and you're like, dang, I miss hearing such and such at this venue. I miss hearing this DJ at this venue. And do you know, a lot of us, we adapted to DJing online. And it lets you know, like, man, I really did miss this DJ. This DJ, music really gets me through. Music is a form of therapy. Music is a form of healing. So we're almost like therapists for a lot of people. Because if we give them that vibes and they good things, we take their mind off of what's going on. So I think in this city, I believe the people appreciate the DJs, the great quality ones.
Let's get into that though, because there is a thing called fake DJs. I've seen it. I've seen a lot of like Instagram celebrities just press the button and call themselves DJs. Celebrities turn DJs. That's got to be frustrating. Tell me what really makes a good DJ and how you get over the hump of, getting through the fakes.
Yeah. It's definitely a lot of fakes. I see it as a gift and a curse in things because it's now the price range of starting to become a DJ is different from when I started, where, had to pay like thousands in equipment. Now some people can literally just pay a couple of hundred to get some equipment and say that they're a DJ. But one thing that's going to stand out between those who are real and true to their craft and appreciate the craft and their fakes, listen, once you put there on the line to perform at a gig or a party, it's going to come out right there. Like,
right?
It's going to be like, people are going to be like, what are they playing? Why they cut it off at this point? The train wrecking, I could go on. One thing is like DJs, depending on the type of event, you can't just think about yourself. You have to think about the crowd. Just because you like this banger, it's not going to go well in certain settings. You have to know, as a DJ, you have to know what works for whatever different environment that you're in. Because like with me, I do sports. What I play in a sports setting may not work in a radio setting. What I play in a radio setting may not work in a club setting. What I play in a club setting may not work in a concert setting. That's the real thing about a DJ. We are chameleons. The great DJs are chameleons. We could adjust to anything that's coming our way. Like the biggest example, and I've always been a fan of him, even pre-pandemic, DJ D-Nice.
Yes.
We see, like, D-Nice has always been great as what he done. The pandemic, people got to see that. And you can see he could do any event and rock it. The last versus battle, people were going like, yes, like I think people like really enjoyed D-Nice as much as they enjoyed hearing the Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire, because that lets you know a great DJ Scratch, when he had a chance, when he was DJing for a versus battle as well. He's one of my favorite DJs also. And people get to hear it like, yo, this is great. So that's what's going to stand out between the fakes and the people just doing it because it looks cool, and then they don't last because it wasn't their passion. It wasn't. I've seen a few celebrity DJs like pop up for a second, and I go look on their page like, oh, y'all not a DJ no more now, huh? y'all be looking
exactly
true, right. If it's your true passion and your true calling, that's going to stand out.
And it's tough here in DC because there's so many artists, there's so many people who are tapped into the music culture that you really can't fake it. When you're at a party or at a wedding or at a game, are you able to enjoy it, or are you critiquing the DJing that's going on or even learning from it?
If the DJ is good, of course you're gonna enjoy it. I think all DJs are like this. We're out somewhere and there's another DJ and they're really good. We like, tag, man. And then we show love. We gotta compliment him. I was listening to a DJ on satellite radio and his mix was going off. I had to follow him on social and tell him like, yo, this mix is great. This is my first time hearing you. This is an amazing mix. So yeah, you enjoy, but of course, when there's some bad things going on, I could think of instances like that where me and my friends like, yo, this DJ, or you start having if I'm out somewhere
mm-hmm.
and then you start getting the people coming up to you like, Heat, why ain't you DJing? Heat.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That might be me.
So those instances happen as well, but we all DJs, we can have off nights sometimes. So I'm never gonna knock another DJ for things like that, because if they're like me, they probably be evaluating in their head, how they did for the evening and how to improve, and hopefully they pay attention to how the crowd is reacting as well.
The DJ game has changed so much since you started. If somebody's watching right now and they're aspiring to be DJ Heat one day, what are the tips that you would give to get them started?
My key tip I tell people is to really, really learn the craft and the art of everything that goes into DJing. And I don't want to sound like an old head or nothing like that, but you just have to learn the basics, because there are a lot of DJs that are not doing basic transitions to blend smoothly from one song to the next. Just something that's the key, just simple as that. Just smooth transition. And I see where the error lays is because I know with the technology that we have, they're kind of cheating. They're not using their ears. Sometimes you may see some that use their headphones. A lot of us that's professionals, like, we could do that. But the newer ones that are not using, I'm like, what is music? How do how do we, ingest music with our ears, correct? So
yes.
How are you going to present this art form to people and you're not even listening to it?
Wow.
There's like a cheat code with the Serato where as long as the songs are looking like they matching up, you're like, oh, it's going to sound good. But it's like, I can't, like, I'm always still going to wear headphones and to make sure that, okay, I'm doing a nice smooth transition from one song to another. So definitely learn the craft, learn just simple stuff like that.
Yes, study up. You really are creating a vibe, no matter what position that you're in. How do you protect your piece to make sure you got everything right going on before you even get to the show, the concert, the wedding, whatever it is?
Oh man, protecting my piece, that's definitely key. I try to have things planned out where, okay, this is my time to make sure, my little checklist. Do I have this for the event? Have I done this? Blah, 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 blah. And what has also become key to me is like, I got to have the downtime to relax myself and calm my nerves. Like, you see me at games recently wearing headphones before we start.
Yeah.
That's because I'm calming myself down. Like, I'm listening to like lo-fi beats. I'm listening to meditation. I'm listening.
Really?
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. I'm listening to.
I never knew that's what was in your headphones.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm calming myself down so I can be ready and nervous when it's time to go. Just as I think, to me, getting nervous is a good thing. I tell myself, if you're nervous, that means that you really care about what you're doing. But I just want to be as zenned out as possible. So yes, when I've been listening to like lo-fi and meditation in my headphones when you see me at games.
I'll be walking up to you like, hey, and you're in your.
I'm like, it's okay. No, it's fine. I'm already reached a very calm point at that time when you're coming up to me.
202Creates is always focusing on the business side of things. So let's get into that side. One thing all artists need to know is how to protect themselves, their brand, their music, their product. How do you prioritize that? And what steps have you taken to do exactly those things?
Oh man, how do I prioritize that? I think it's almost like you have no choice. Like I realized that I am a brand, I am a business, and everything must be in order and protected from my website, sprucing up stuff to that, from my trademark of my name, because I tell people like, yeah, there's a lot of heats out here, but guess who owns the trademark?
Hey.
Other things that I'm tightening up, even preparing for the release of music, is so much that I want to make sure, especially since I have other people involved with the music. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make sure this person gets their credit, make sure a person just gets their split. All right, got to get it prepared for radio, make sure it's encoded, make sure it's this, just go through the whole checklist.
This is a lot already.
No, you don't know how much really goes into before you even release a song. So with that, but you have to do it because you do not want to get caught slipping on anything, because we hear so many stories, especially in the music industry, of people, they didn't do this, they didn't do that, simple little things that little thing could turn into something really, really big.
Really dangerous.
Yeah, really big, really dangerous. So you do not want that to happen at all. So you have to be on top of your business on all aspects of it. I know it's tough. I know it can be tiring, but it is a must.
So how do you stay creative? You got the business on lock, you got the meditation before the shows, but how do you stay creative? Because you have to be hip to work this job. You have to be.
Yeah, definitely have to be hip. I think staying creative with me. So I'm a social media addict. I'm not gonna lie. I'm that person that I'm toggling between Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and TikTok, and just seeing other people be creative. I think that's a big, influence right there. You could get inspiration from anywhere and it'll just hit you. And seeing other people create, like during the pandemic, even though we haven't been able to enjoy live entertainment, to see what people have done virtually is like so amazing and creative of what people have done. I'm like, man. So it has me thinking like, all right, they was able to put, okay, so I know I could do this. We can't, as creatives, yes, we still face obstacles, but I think with everything virtually that has emerged and all the things that have came about, like we can flip it and tailor it into what we can to benefit us. It's so many creative outlets out there for us to do things virtually. I mean, look at what we're doing right now.
Yep.
Like who would have thought? Who would have thought? Who would have thought I'd be DJing virtually, DJing on Zoom, booking Zoom parties and stuff like that. So yeah, you just gotta go. But we really, this has been a year of adapting, and I think
you got to.
Yeah, we have learned it and adapted as much as we can, and we will continue to do so as well.
Yeah, COVID taught me to don't be afraid to live your life out loud online. And I always look to your stuff because you're always so open and honest, whether it comes to anything. That's why your tweets are always going viral, whether it's your opinions on things, your health journey, your age, like your sexuality. You are like an open book. And that takes a lot of bravery. How did you get to that point?
How did I get to that point? That's a good idea. I think maybe I was around a lot of great people that were open. Like I was blessed to have and still have Big Tigger as a mentor. You know, I started as his intern back in, I think, like 1999 or something like that when I was his intern, and still great. And he's just been a great person as well, working with somebody with like Free, who we know, like Free from 106 and Park, who has been a great friend to me as well. And you know, DJing with Maya, like I think I'm blessed to be around these legends that have shown that, you know, they're not BSing, you know, they're not faking for anything. And I think that has given me the courage to be open about everything as well, because I can never be fake.
Yeah.
That's just never been me. So if I'm going through something and I feel like other people can relate, I'm going to share it, because one thing that I want them to see is that there are bad days. They see us on social media and think everything's happy and perfect. Is not. Like a lot of celebrities, and I don't consider myself a celebrity. I'm saying we see celebrities.
We do.
No, we see public figures on social media, and they just give you that perfect picture.
Yep.
And it's like, no, and people try to live to that perfect picture because they look up to that. I'm like, no, things are not perfect. Before I got here to what you consider the top, let me tell you about this rock bottom stuff I've been dealing with.
Cool. Oh yeah.
Because we all go through it, and we can make it through. So I'm going to give you all of that and be vulnerable. And I've had people reach out to me that would say, you know, thank you for sharing. And, you know, they encourage me. You know, when I had my doctor's appointment, I've been going through a lot of doctor's appointments lately. I've been very open about all the different health issues I'm dealing with at one time. And somebody sent me a prayer in my DMs.
Oh, I love that.
And I was like, thank you for that prayer. I received that. That's things like that is why I'm so open about who I am. 100%.
I mean, I'm lucky to have you as a friend, but I know there's a whole DJ Heat army out there who feels like they already are your friend because they connect with you because you are so open in that way. But I'm interested in who's part of your squad as a DJ, because everybody really needs a team. You learn at different levels that you cannot do everything yourself. Tell me who's on your squad, whether it be your support system, your management, your mentors, you named a few. I need to know.
Listen, I recently just got a manager last week because one of my biggest supporters, my friend Nadia. Hi, Nadia. I know you're going to watch this.
Nadia.
Listen, Nadia is that blunt friend that tells it like it is. And we all need a friend like that. I don't need a friend that's going to be a yes person. No, I'm going to be the friend. I need a friend that's going to smack me upside my head. Stupid. Nadia is that friend. Nadia has been there for me, and she's seen the elevation of DJ Heat, and she knows DJ Heat could be more. So Nadia was like, listen, be getting you a manager. you can't keep doing this by yourself. And even when I meet with the manager, I'm trying to do everything by myself. Still, I'm on the phone. Yep. I'm sending invoices up. So I'm happy that I have a great circle of friends like Nadia, like Carolyn, great friend. That whole circle of us that performed with Carolyn, Asha, Carolyn's manager, just great friends. My friend Elijah that's helping out, like very small, tight circle. You, Miss Britt Waters, I appreciate y'all all keep it real with me. And that's great. But as I continue to elevate, developing a team and have to have management, because my goal for 2021, I was like, I know there are levels of success that I haven't reached yet that I know I can reach. And I can't do it by myself. So
that is a whole word. And I mean, I'm honored to be close to you. And I know it's not easy because everybody wants to be friends with the DJ. Everybody wants to be that person that's chilling in the booth, that's putting their request in. How do you navigate away from people whose intentions aren't always pure?
I think I could pretty much sense that.
Really?
Yeah, especially at this point in my career, like you just know when somebody wants to ask for something. Or their intention isn't pure. Like I people that would message me and say, I just leave them on red. I'm like, you want something. Like you don't reach out for me for anything else unless you want something. Like why not reach out to me when I'm spilling my guts about health issues just to see how I'm doing? No. So I think I kind of pretty much have it figured out. I'm always my friends see me as a very guarded person anyway. So I'm very, very guarded. I could, even when I'm out with large groups, I could come across introverted at times because I'm just like, my antennas is feeling people out. Like, who are you?
You got to get you some snacks and then you'll loosen up.
Yes, give me some popcorn and I'm good.
Now you say that music is your drug. You've been consuming music your whole life, and now you're putting out your own music. We got to talk about these releases.
Yes.
Let's get into it. The first time you released City Girl, and then the pressure of following it up with this new one.
Oh man, the first time I released City Girl, I was so nervous. Even when I did a release party, I was like, when people show up and my friends, all y'all trying to convince me, like, people like you, they show up. Like, I don't know, these people like me. Are you sure they would show up? But the reception for it, it was really cool. It was really great. Unfortunately, the pandemic halted the further promotion that I had planned to do it because I released the song in November of 2019.
Yeah.
And, everything happened in the world in 2020. And at that point, I think the music industry was just trying to figure out what to do. I think everybody pretty much stopped their promotion of things. But as we see now is all systems go again with the music industry because they figured out how to navigate things. And which is why I released a TikTok type song because one thing the music industry has figured out, TikTok is a key promoter. I spent a lot of time on TikTok, so that's why my latest single is a TikTok inspired song.
I can't wait to make a TikTok to turn around, go viral. Yeah. Tell us how we can support DJs like you and independent artists as well.
Oh man, to support us, it's one thing to stream our music. We're not gonna be mad at streams because we like get those Spotify reports and the year, we can make year-end Spotify graphic. But if you are able to purchase the actual music, go for it. I know Bandcamp has a great thing where they do, I believe, Bandcamp Fridays where 100% of the sales go to the artist. So if you know an artist that's on Bandcamp, support them. If you're watching a DJ stream, tips are not expected. I know DJs would like to say this, tips are not expected, but if you're able to contribute a little something to a DJ that you see on Twitch, that you see on IG Live, Mixcloud, whatever platform that the DJ's using, give a little something because you don't know that little something can add up. Like for me, during the height of the pandemic, when we really had nothing coming in, that tip money did more than y'all know. I was like, okay, this is, y'all don't know. I was able to buy groceries when you add up the tip money. So that definitely helps us out a lot. Even if it's like as little as like $5. I'm like, that's a pizza. I can make that pizza.
Right.
Something like that. Yeah.
We'll get some guac.
Right.
Or whatever pescatarian option I know that you like. If you weren't DJing, what would you even be doing? I can't even picture you as not a DJ.
If I wasn't DJing, coming up at first, I liked computers a lot. I told myself I was going to be a computer technician, and my family thought that as well. But I'm bad at math. Once math started adding letters with the numbers, I'm like, what are you doing?
That's pretty early on, Heat.
Yeah. Photography was a great hobby of mine for a while. Even a couple of years ago, I got back into the photography and I was doing music videos as well. So maybe photography, but my love is sports. I'll probably still find some way to get into sports as well.
That's what's up. I mean, Your bio left out that you are an amazing, reliable, strong, supportive, loyal friend. And I'm so happy to have you in my life and on this show. And you've always pushed me to like, keep dreaming. You know, I don't like to get into new stuff all the time. You're like, Britt, you have to get on TikTok. You have to keep doing this thing. So I'm curious to know, what are your dreams? What's next for you?
Oh man, I still have some other type of songs that I want to release. And I think people will realize that once the songs came out. It's like, you see what type of song City Girl was. You see what type of song Turn Around, Go Viral is. There are 2 more types of songs that I want to put out. Definitely want to do that. And like I said, there are heights as a DJ that I haven't reached yet that I know I could reach. It's like, I know DC has my back. I know DC loves me. I know DC knows I'm great. Like, the world needs to know this as well, especially for, you know, being a Black woman, being an openly gay Black woman. Like, listen, trying to let the youngins know.
Thank you so much for this discussion. You already know, we could do this all day. I'm just glad that you were able to enlighten everyone that's watching. Let everybody know where to follow you, where to keep up, and shout out your neighborhood.
Shout out my neighborhood. Hey, born and raised Southeast all day. Benning Road, Hampton East, Southeast. I'm claiming repping Southeast all day. I also got to rep my school, McKinley Tech High School. Yeah, I graduated from McKinley. I caught that bus from Southeast all the way to McKinley Tech because guess what? I'm great like that. Shout out to Fletcher Johnson. That was my elementary school, junior high. I'm sorry, all the DCs.
You're so DC. You're so DC.
All the DC comes out. Y'all can follow me social media. That includes Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm trying to get my TikTok game up at DJ Heat DC, or just hit up my website, djheatdc.com.
Yes, and do those TikTok duets to the new song.
Definitely, please do TikToks to my new song, y'all.
I love it. And to our audience, I hope you enjoyed this discussion as much as I did, and remain connected to 202Creates. Share this right now. It's Black Music Month. Get these stories out there and tip a DJ today. I think that's something that we learned. Get a DJ some coffee, get a DJ some lunch, and join us for our next monthly virtual masterclass. Subscribe, share this video, check out our virtual office hours, and remember, 202Creates is an initiative of the DC Office of Cable Television, Film, Music, and Entertainment. So for all of that information, go to 202creates.com. I'm your host, Britt Waters, and I'll see you next time.